Brandon, and you're listening to Steiny and Guru.
Get well soon, Matt.
God.
Little lower body injury for the kid.
I'm going open tonight.
Okay, I'm going game 2.
Purchase your tickets already?
I'm going to go use your credential.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to be amongst the people.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
About figures. Hey,
you know where you sit in the tank, right?
Yeah,
or media.
If it's the way it was during their inaugural season, right. It's right up near the rafters.
Yeah, you're in
great view.
Chong, it's high.
You're up there with God.
Yeah.
By the way, Evan said something that was offensive to me earlier. What do you know about hockey?
He was playing.
I said, it's just like basketball. It's the same sport. Passing, cutting, unselfishness, playmakers.
How about the shoes?
Oh, hey, by the way, just a couple pieces of business to take care of. Micah Parsons doesn't look like he's going to play this week for the Cowboys.
He's out for a while. DeMarcus Lawrence also out.
Foot injury.
Liz Frank.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She's a killer. She's a killer, Liz Frank. And I'm sure you know this already. Cordarrelle Patterson, you know, he was carted off on Sunday for the Steelers. So he's doubtful.
What's your point with
My
this?
point is the
Give
Niners.
me the heavy hitters.
The Niners are not as banged up as you are making them sound.
Wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then explain the defense. Don't give me the New England game. Give me the Ram game. Give me the game where Minnesota just did whatever they wanted on third down.
They have a new defensive coordinator who's
Roy hit it out the park.
Way.
He said they were weakened, and I feel that. Now, if Greenlaw can get back and Hufanga, Steiny, he came back and is out a game.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes you know when it's just not your year. I'm not ready to say that about the Niners, but don't you get it? What about the short gate Friday?
Boy, Bijan Robinson, he's a very important player for the Falcons. He's limited right now. And I don't know if you saw Will Levis, shoulder injury.
That might help him, the Titans. Some bad quarterback play going on.
City boy.
Our guy.
See, hold on, City. 650. Hockey's a lot closer to soccer than basketball. And soccer's just like basketball. What's up, City boy? Evan, you're on my list. What's up, City?
Oh,
I'm here.
Oh, hey, get in the game.
Hey, the Niners. I don't think anybody right here should be worried about the Niners. You know, it's good to get your injuries out of the way early.
There you go.
And it's how you finish it. It's how you finish. It's not how you start. So, I think they're going to finish strong. I think C-Mac's going to come back real healthy, and the team will be just fine.
Let me ask you this. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. No, I was going to say with C-Mac, now we're talking about another leg. That did concern you, a nothing burger?
Well, I mean, to me, he could sit out 9 games. I think the Niners are good enough that they're going to be above 500 when he comes back. So if he comes back around week 10, good to go. Now you're right. If it drags on longer than that, it's something really serious. It's a problem, but I anticipate him back and healthy, by the end, before the end of the year. So that's my opinion. We'll see. I call to actually talk a little Warriors, though, if you don't mind, because it's interesting, the conversation about, expecting a championship and how pretty much that's been the expectation for about a decade now. And for me, it's not expecting a championship. I don't expect a championship this year, but I still have championship aspirations for the team. And the reason I say that, I heard Steph at Media Day kind of allude to it. They talked about how if he was disappointed about not getting Paul George and not landing that big fish to put alongside of him. And he kind of said, look, we're going to go out there, we're going to do our best, and we're going to put ourselves in a position to force the front office to make a move at the deadline. And that's kind of the tertiary the tertiary message. I mean, he didn't say that flat out, but that's what I got out of it. And, I like to hear that because, honestly, I think the supporting cast is awesome on this team. I mean, the guys they added, think about Draymond. Draymond's going to miss time. He was funny. He was being real obtuse in the interview about it. But, he's probably going to not only be injured a little bit, he may get another suspension at some point. So, Kyle Anderson can fill his shoes aptly. He's not Draymond. He won't be as good. But he can actually slide in and do a lot of the things that Draymond does. So I like the supporting cast. We got it shooting with Buddy Hield. A caller alluded to it earlier with Klay Thompson. You lose his bad attitude. I love Klay, but his headspace just wasn't right. I mean, I think he's going to, he might thrive in Dallas in that role. I mean, he might do really well. And I wish Klay nothing but the best, but it wasn't going well here for him. So, addition by subtraction, at least, when it comes to the, the team chemistry and stuff like that. So, I'm really excited for the season. Now, I don't expect them to win 55 games, but I think they could win 47, 48, especially if they add at the deadline. So, they win 47, 48, like Matt said, get the 4, 5, 6 seed. They might be able to do some damage depending on who it is they pick up at the deadline. So,
thanks, City. Appreciate the call.
Good stuff.
I'm with him. I think it's hard to assess the Klay Warriors situation last year. And there were times he was good, but there were times when he wasn't. And I do think the way everybody talks about Klay is they all knew it's time to move on.
Wow.
And maybe that'll be a good thing for the Warriors.
How many games did he – because there was some entitlement that went his way, even though he was disgruntled or whatnot, with his own play. Steve Kerr kind of talked about it, Steiny. How many games did he finish that he really shouldn't have? And just because of what he's meant, what he's accomplished, and who he was out there. And best believe his teammates knew it too. I mean, how many nights was he hurting the team when he wasn't helping them, but still got the opportunity to keep on hurting them? When with another player, maybe you'd be on the bench.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Waterman in Corte Madera. What's going on, Waterman? How you doing, man?
What's up, gentlemen? How we doing?
Hey. Good.
Yeah, so if I could start with the Niners and then end with the Giants, I'd appreciate it. First, real quick with the Niners, I just felt for me personally, I didn't think they were going to be able to get in the Super Bowl again this year. My aspirations are always getting in the playoffs. I still think that's going to be a tough task, personally, just from the injury standpoint. We don't know what else is going to happen. And I don't know, guys, I'm a big believer in, how your year starts.
Okay.
And it started in training camp with the IU contract situation. Then you had the whole, Trent Williams thing happening. And then Ricky Purcell, our number 1 draft pick, gets shot in the street of San Francisco. Thank God he's still with us, because, that could have gone really bad, obviously. And he actually has a chance to still play football, which is amazing. So just from that standpoint, personally, I'm just a big believer in the feeling, and I just don't feel like this is their year. Now, yeah, look, they could surprise us all and make a run and, get hot at the right time. Maybe CMC does come back. I don't think he's going to really play much this year, if at all. I think those Achilles are worse than we maybe even realized. But if I could just transition to the Giants real quick. The Posey thing I initially thought was a total PR move when I first heard it. I was happy as a fan and as a Buster Posey fan personally, because I thought, at least they're getting somebody from the organization, a player. He's a World Series champ. But after hearing his press conference, you guys, I really, really feel that he is going to do good things with this team, because it was nice to hear him talk about, culture in the clubhouse and trying to get maybe some more transparency and believing in players. And I was curious if he was going to bring up Bochy, and he did, of course. And thank goodness that, what a duo those two were together, Bochy and Posey. And so you bring Posey in to carry on maybe Bochy's legacy here, or how you handle things inside the clubhouse. That's incredible for the Giants, and kudos to the decision makers on that to see that is a problem and want to make a change. That's another thing that I'm really happy about, because we could all be sitting here still with maybe Farhan or them going in another direction with another, head of baseball operations that's analytical driven. It just didn't work out for Farhan here. But one thing, if I can say, is the culture in the clubhouse, I'm sure, has not been good. And the fact that Posey got involved and saw that was like, we need to change this, and I'll be happy to be the guy to change this. I want to change this. I think that's gonna speak huge volumes for us in the future. And of course, the beauty about baseball nothing is quick. They're not gonna come in next year with one or two maybe different people at positions and win 107 games and win the World Series. I don't believe that's going to happen. But if the culture changes, maybe in 2 or 3 years that does happen, that they get back into the World Series. But I just, as a fan, from a fan standpoint, I have been so disinterested in the Giants for the last couple of years.
Right.
Because as another thing, the only player that I have been able to kind of hold on to is, hey, how's Yaz doing? That seems like he's been the only solid, consistent player on the Giants. And that's what made those world championship years so special for us fans, is we knew Posey was going to be there.
Right.
We knew Crawford was going to be there. So that's just my take, guys. Thank you for taking the call.
Stuff, man.
Have a beautiful day.